Alright, so special thanks to my brother-in-law Jake for recommending this one. He started describing the game. I was like, oh yeah, that's Bloody Roar. Those are actually really good. And I've gotten 2 fighting game recommendations lately for a stream from friends, and one was for Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi, and I don't know about that because I thought it had like really bad reviews back in the day. And then the other one was for this one, or I don't know specifically which one he was talking about. He's probably thinking of one of the PS2 versions, but we're gonna play them all eventually. This is the first one. They start off strong though. They're sharp, fast, good looking, good playing games with an interesting gimmick. A little awkward. It felt a little strange to me trying to get stuff to combo together. I probably want to make it real easy because I'm bad at it. Oh, that's funny. Let's go ahead and just rip through it so we can see endings, maybe, if there are endings. Otherwise, I'll probably change some settings around and play a different mode. We'll figure it out. And I looked at the buttons. It's very odd because it's just got punch, kick, and then beast and rave. And then rave seems to be like if your bar, it burns up your meter when you hit it after you have to already be in beast mode. Oh, it's got an arcade soundtrack. I don't know. Sure. All right. Bonus modes. Huh. That's real weird. Extra. I don't know what some of this stuff is at all. So we're just gonna mess with it and see what happens. Looks like we've got 8 characters to select from this first game. It's not too bad. Not a very big roster, but it's the regular. It's the Street Fighter 2 amount. It's fine. Especially since each one's kind of a 2-in-1, right? Ooh. This game does not seem to like any kind of button mashing or rapid tapping at all. Everything's got to be kind of timed. I didn't even beast out. Backgrounds are pretty nice. There's a lot of texture warping on the floor. We could fix that, of course, but no, I don't know if I'm going to do any enhancements like I did with the Toshinden stream. Interesting, though. Nice. Might play some more Tekken 8 tonight and I'll probably upload the replays. Probably won't stream it. It's just the way I play that game is going to be more comfortable because I take my time and take time between matches and do whatever, you know. It's just easier to upload them later rather than try to stream it. I have to deal with my face being on the screen because of PlayStation's direct streaming, and I don't want to set it up for capture. That's a lot of extra work. So, shit, lost already. This is bullshit right here. Got some real blood though. Not for the faint of heart. Oh yeah, that was badass. Dropping the hammer. Oh, yeah, taking my time on that. Yeah, that's the Tiger guy, right? He's cool. He was always my favorite. Mashing the wrong buttons. Damn. Came down to the wire there. I'm basically frozen into my house today, so I'm not able to get in some games. Maybe I'll just do both of the first two games today. We'll save the other one, like a third one for another time or something. And I might do 3 and Primal together, because Primal is actually like I guess like a championship edition kind of thing. Although I heard the changes are big and big and good. Seems to be some people's opinion that it's the best in the series, and that 4 somehow fucked it up. So at least that's what I'm reading on Hardcore Gaming 101. So I'm curious to see what happened with 4. I don't know if I've ever played 4. I'm almost positive I've played maybe just 1 and 3 or 2 and 3 or something. I'm almost thinking I've only ever played 2 and 3. This one's not striking me as familiar as I thought it was. So maybe I like rented this one once and then kind of forgot about it. But I don't think I did ever own any of these. It was my friend Nick who had them. But I played his copies a lot. Not enough to remember anything though, apparently. Maybe not a lot. I played them some, and they were fun. Oof. I'm gonna try to be a little less mashy this time, see how it goes. A little better. Maybe they'll handicap me in after I continue a few times. I'm gonna need it. Ooh, there's her other form. It's terrifying. She turns into the actual devil. Alright. Yeah. Wave attack worked. Oof, glitch in the video. This probably happens on even real hardware. Who knows though? There's lots of chroma errors that can happen. Again, if you want to step outside of the real system limitations in DuckStation, you can pretty easily do that and make the video look a lot better. Do all sorts of the chroma fix and the just turn on bilinear filtering for all its outputs. So it's not so grainy. You got some fairly decent FMV at that point. Good mix if you're gonna do like higher resolutions and stuff. We may play with that. I don't know. It's such a temptation all the time now because it's neat. It's easy to do in DuckStation. But I don't feel like doing it for every game either, especially the PS2 ones. I was just sitting here wondering if they had like progressive scan or what, even. But I'll be back in just a second. Thanks for watching.
Congratulations!
Oh yeah.
Thank you for playing.
I wonder if there's any secret characters that can be unlocked or anything. Oh yeah, there's an opening video. I don't know if they let that roll, so let's let that roll. It's pretty good. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see with your Tekkens and whatnot. Yeah, this era of fighting games was awesome. Especially, yeah, just like right after this. I mean, I know that that's when everyone said they were dying, but that's when 2D fighting games were dying. 3D fighting games were awesome during this brief moment in time, and then they got shitty quickly and stayed that way for a long, long time. I mean, Virtua Fighter and Tekken kept it real, but Virtua Fighter kept it real by re-releasing the same game over and over again. Tekken's keeping it real by mostly staying the same, but only tweaking a few things that maybe they shouldn't. So, but they have a lot of characters and they're fun to use and good, so I still think Tekken's doing awesome. Why did that guy's face remind me of... Oh, speaking of faces, dear God. What the hell was that? These fucking freak shows. Yeah, this is so PlayStation right here. Oh yeah, so I was playing some games with my buddies last night, and sometimes in multiplayer streams you might see Skeptical Mystic. He plays Diablo and Path of Exile and some other stuff that I might be on with him at some point or whatever. But we were talking about his daughter really likes to play what I guess and watch what are called anomaly games. I think most of those are like horror themed or whatever. And all, like it sounds like PT kind of sounds like it was probably an anomaly game where you pass through an area over and over again and something changes and it's different and you look at what's different and it takes you somewhere else kind of. There's a lot of general weirdness that happens. Um, I think a lot of those are like a liminal space, back rooms type, pool rooms type things. If you've ever seen that kind of stuff, there's games horror, non-horror. Sometimes it's more just to be like unsettling or strange. But the first of those games is a PlayStation game, at least to my knowledge. The first game that really truly fits that exact niche, because that's very like a new thing, really. But like way back in the PlayStation 1 days, in Japan, there was a game called LSD, the Dream Emulator, and I was telling him about this. And it's basically a liminal space game. Like you're in a weird parking lot or something, and you walk towards, the street lamps until it takes you to a different area, and then now you're in a place where there's just a giant tower, and you go inside it, and you go up to the top, and then you find yourself in a fucking maze-like hallways or something, and it just kind of goes on and on like that. So it's not like a game that has a point to it, but it's so interesting. I think I might stream it at some point anyway, just because it's weird. but and that will definitely be a strange aside when I do that, because I basically only ever stream action games. So anyway, moving on to the next character. Bakaru. Is he a kangaroo? Bakaru? He looks like a kangaroo, maybe. Let's see. I don't know.
Get ready. Fight.
I really want to see what it is. No, he's a mole. That's crazy. I remember now. There's a mole character. That's nuts. It's pretty cool. It seems like most of the characters, or most, I've played 2 of them so far, but they had like a launch and float combo kind of thing, but not anything more than like a simple. I'm having a hard time finding ways that punch and kick work together with combos with either of the characters. Seems like they would, since there's only 2 buttons, do more like that. But it is picky about timing, like in a very much in like a Virtua Fighter sense of the way. Like really picky about timing. Like moves do not happen when you hear me mashing the buttons more than you're seeing moves because it doesn't read them and when the timing window's not open. You gotta learn. I'm getting a lot more paced, which is why it's getting a little less clicky over here. So I'm starting to get it. Starting. Still have me clicking a lot. Nice! I'm pretty sure he's dead. What's that? It's an ass beating. This background's sweet too. This has some of the best, like most righteous looking backgrounds I think of any 3D fighter on PS1. I mean, I feel like if Tekken 3 could have hit this level, they could have preserved, you know what I mean, that kind of 3D. Because this is a good mix of 3D and 2D detail in the background, like Tekken 3 used in the arcade, but lost when it came home. But that's because they were really trying hard to keep the character models intact, and even that didn't really happen, but they got pretty close. Mirror match. Damn. Just wrong button. Why is it not responding? That's why you hear me clicking more and more. Click, 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 click. The fuck is this guy? Is he a kangaroo? What the fuck is he? Oof. The health recovery usually is just flat out insane and isn't fair and doesn't make sense. What a fucking nightmare. Oof.
Get ready. Fight.
Just too desperate to land those sick mole combos. Yeah, it worked out though. Now here's the real final stage. Fight her every time.
Get ready. Fight.
Cool, that's not working. Hitting the wrong button again. That's again. I've been playing. I play a lot of Virtua Fighter 5 also sometimes lately, and that button mapping's throwing me off and it's causing me to hit triangle when there's that's not even a thing. Oh man, I gotta get past that.
Get ready. Fight.
Oof, that's terrible. Yeah, it feels a little unfair, but I'll probably get an unfair victory the same way here soon enough, so, yeah, that's the way it goes. Well, this thing goes both ways, I'm sure. Surely, right?
Get ready. Fight.
Nice. Shut that shit down. It is a little cheaper in that they use a lot of still images in these endings. Can't skip this. Oh, that's evil. What garbage. Alright. Well, whatever. I'll be back.
Congratulations! Thank you for playing.
Took me a second there to realize they had just pre-entered my initials. That's good. Thank you for saving us all the time in the future. Does it just completely get rid of beast mode entirely? What a weird thing to do. What kind of weird shit? Gondo. This is a lion. Yeah, that is a... That's supposed to be a fox, I guess. It's a gorilla. Bring the gorilla along the tiger. A boar, okay. Mole, wolf, lion, gorilla, boar, rabbit, fox, tiger. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, whatever.
Get ready. Fight!
Oof. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
Get ready. Fight!
Oops, that's a weird floaty jump. That is the one thing that 3D fighters just were starting to get out of around this time this game came out. Weird floaty jump shit that Virtua Fighter introduced for some reason in the first game, and games continue to imitate for some reason afterwards. I think moon jumping is the term people usually use. What's up with the moon jumping?
Get ready. Fight. Fire. Fire. You win. Mission accomplished. Get ready. Fight.
There's a little bit of air blocking there, which is interesting. Jump height seems controllable in this game, but very odd and difficult to control. Odd and difficult to control describes a lot of this actually, but it's still really not bad at all for like an old 3D fighters, and is leagues ahead of so many other games that were on PlayStation for just, you know, other less popular 3D fighters. Sure the hell a lot better than those Toshinden games I played the other day. And this is just the first one, you know what I mean? So I do think that's probably a really promising series. If they improve on this formula, it should be dope, yeah. Just needs to be a little less stiff or something, or maybe have just a little bit more ways. Like I said, ways to link things between the two buttons would feel more satisfying, and so far the characters really don't do that.
Get ready. Fight.
The music is so very Tekken. Maybe just a little more metal, but I don't know. A lot of Tekken stuff sounds pretty much like this. It's a shame the Dreamcast never got one of these either. PlayStation faithful brand mostly, except for the Primal game, which is on GameCube, like I talked about. And then it got an enhanced version that just adds one character for the Xbox called Bloody Roar Extreme, which we won't be playing because that's too difficult for me to set up. I'm not even promising Primal. We'll see. We'll see if it works. But we'll play the two PS1 and two PS2 games for sure. Why not? I mean, not all today necessarily. I don't know what I'm playing today. Let's see what time it is and how long I've been on here. Yeah. I'll have to take a break to take care of my dogs at some point, but I don't necessarily know that it'll end the stream or anything. I'll probably just take a break during it. down. This is the boar. This is the one that confused me earlier.
Get ready. Fight.
For a long time, playing fighting games on PS1 emulators sucked. Racing games and a lot of other games. I couldn't figure out why, even though they looked perfect. Like on EPSXE, there's input delay. Input delay, man, it'll kill you. DuckStation has that shit down, and it feels like the real deal. Dolphin claims to have better input delay than the real hardware on some games for like GameCube and Wii, which is kind of crazy because that's generally not the way things work. But through dynamic recompilation, I guess all things are possible. So jot that down. Static recompilation is going to get even crazier with all the decomps that are being done now. Symphony of the Night's almost dumped. Once that's done, hopefully we'll just get a definitive edition for PC is one thing I would really like that has, here's what my definitive edition of Symphony of the Night needs to have, just as the basics, what I think is required for the game. It needs to be the PS1 version, but it needs, or play as well as the PS1 version, at least, not like the Saturn, but it needs to have all the Saturn's content, like all the extra content from the Saturn. And then, for the regular content, it needs to have the option to either play it with the audio tracks for the voices from either the PSP version or the PS1 version, like let you choose. And maybe even on a per character basis let you choose. Maybe even support fan dubs so we can get Dracula flow in there instead. I decided to go lion shit on that dude. It's not how Indite spelled. It's not INDITE, it's INDICT. Remember, you can't indict if you don't have dick. Why don't they let you skip this? It's so dumb. right back. I think it's funny that I pre-ordered Street Fighter 6. Was excited about it despite not really ever enjoying Street Fighter 5 nearly enough. Completely have been ignoring Tekken for years. Bought Tekken on sale for like $15 or something, Tekken 8. And I'm like, why the fuck did I care about Street Fighter? Why haven't I been playing Tekken? I don't really like the trajectory that Street Fighter's on, but I do at least feel like Tekken's keeping it real. I don't like the trajectory Soul Calibur's on either. And Virtua Fighter is not on a trajectory. It has just been sitting in 5 forever. But it'll get an update soon. Not another version of 5. I mean, it probably will. I'm sure we'll get 2 or 3, 4, 5 more of those. But we'll be getting a 6 apparently, or Project Virtua Fighter, or whatever they're calling it. So that should be cool. They shouldn't mess up Virtua Fighter. I would imagine they can get that right? I mean, we're getting all these updates to 5 all the time, so at least there's somebody somewhere that still understands what a Virtua Fighter is supposed to be. They haven't screwed that game up or anything. It's great. It's actually great. They finally got the online good, and it's very good. It now has the best online of any fighting game I've played. Even it's better than Tekken's and Street Fighters. I haven't played Mortal Kombat, to clarify, or King of Fighters. I'm fairly terrible at King of Fighters and extremely terrible at Mortal Kombat, and I don't play them really. Greg. Ooh. God, I am getting my ass beat.
Get ready. Get ready. Fight.
Good old texture warping.
Get ready. Fight.
Oh, that's such horse shit. I was winning. Screw you, game. Greg.
Get ready. Fight.
Now she's not doing shit. Like, oh, I'm just gonna stand here and get punched this time. That throw never works. I literally cannot get it to work.
KO. You win. Get ready. Fight.
Oof. It's getting close. Yeah. Damn it. Ooh, close.
You win. Get ready. Fight.
There we go. It has to be basically halfway down anyway for it to work, I think. Damn it.
KO. You win. Get ready. Fight.
So yeah, there's 8 characters that make you fight all 8 characters, so they make you do a mirror match, and then there's a 9th level of the boss. That's how it goes every time. Same boss every time. boss is not playable in any noticeable, visible way, at least. Perhaps in some secret way she is.
Greg. Get ready. Fight. Fire. You win. Get ready. Fight. Greg. Get ready. Fight.
I did all of that shit way too late. I should have remembered my beast mode. It's the game about beasting out. You gotta remember to beast out.
Get ready. Fight.
That was definitely not the intended result there.
You win.
On computer. I feel like I should point out most fighting game series do not start off as good. They just do not start off as good as this game. And it's not that this game isn't without its flaws. It definitely has them. There's some flow issues and stuff, and I think things that would make it a little more exciting if they changed it. But like, it's a really good starting point. Usually, the first game in a series is like, oh god. You ever play Street Fighter 1? That shit sucks. I guess we'll go left to right up here and save my favorite character for last. After this round, I'm gonna have to take care of my dogs. After this set, this playthrough. Yeah, some of the characters don't feel terribly distinct, maybe. She's a lot like the gorilla guy, really. She might even have the same kind of donkey kick, I'm just not sure. Probably not. I think she's mostly supposed to use that rolling punch upper, which is just something that another character has. So yeah, the moves aren't super distinct between them two, yeah. It's good enough, probably, but it feels like it could be a little more. Especially with a roster of only 8 characters, you'd feel like they should be more, like, distinct.
Get ready. Fight.
Also, I'm not like a big fan of super combos, so I kind of appreciate that this game doesn't have them in a way. A lot of older 3D fighting games are not going to have any kind of super combo or finisher thing. But since this game has an animal transformation gimmick, I almost feel like it should have some sort of big animal finisher too. I don't know if I should be doing those tech recoveries when they're not putting me in an advantageous spot at all.
Get ready. Fight. Out of my way.
Nice! Ha! Right there with neck punch at the end.
You win. Mother knows best.
She's psychotic looking. I mean, a lot of the characters are. Their facial expressions are just insane. And frozen onto their faces, of course. If we were playing in HD, that would be accentuated. Again, I generally go with the original presentations. That's what you're seeing here. That's what it was like back in the day.
Get ready. Fight. Out of my way.
He's getting a little psycho now. Yeah. It just completely fell apart there at the end. That's crazy.
This fight was trivial. Let's go. Get ready. Fight.
Nice. Really get to enjoy it from a lot of angles there. Alright, Mole Man, here we go.
Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, just doing some Bloody Roar and some Sonic the Hedgehog games. Shooting for a new demographic over here. Furries.
Get ready.
That's not the move. That is not, none of that is the move. I'm just really struggling fighting her. Damn. Alright, third time. Fourth time, whatever it is.
Let's go. Get ready. Fight. Get ready. Fight.
Oh my. Bullshit. Sure.
Let's go. Get ready. Fight.
That did not go well. I don't like this character.
Let's go.
I actually think she's not coming through in the long run here.
Get ready. Fight.
God damn. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, oh yeah. For real. That's legit.
Let's go. Get ready. Fight.
Yeah. All the ring out stuff always seems to just work against me somehow in like insane ways. So I don't know.
Let's go.
3D space in this game, is there? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now watch, this is where it throws me out of the ring or some shit. It spits vomit all over me and dissolves me. The thing is really out of control this time, and this character kind of sucks. Whew, finally did it.
You win.
Now, I'm take a longer break this time, but I'll be back in like, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 minutes. I just got to take the dog. I got to feed them and take them out. The dogs are not going to want to stay outside very long because there's about 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground now, so they're going to want to do their business and get right back in. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be back in 10 to 15. Thanks for watching. This is Bloody Roar for the PlayStation. It's pretty cool.
Congratulations!
So yeah, it didn't take very long. Of course, dogs will only pee and immediately turn back around and want to run in, so who knows if they'll end up pooping in the house later. And the snow's coming down super hard again with no sign of stopping. It's about 6 inches deep out there now.
Get ready. Fight.
I have no idea what that is in metric. Too American for that shit. A decimeter? No. It's probably a little more than that.
You win. Get ready. Fight. You win. Get ready. Fight.
This is a really good character and probably the easiest one to use for easy combos.
You win. Get ready. Fight. KO. You win. Get ready. Fight. You win. Get ready. Fight.
Yeah. Nice.
Get ready. Fight.
Nice. Yeesh. The absolute shit beat out of me now. That did not go well.
Get ready. Fight. Get ready. Fight.
Interesting.
You win. Get ready. Fight.
Nice, on her first try. Yeah, this has been my best character so far. She seems really good.
You win.
It'll be interesting to see who I like best here in the end. I was gonna say, is she gonna run with toaster in her mouth? And she literally is running with toaster in her mouth. Never mind. They are aware of how dumb that shit is. I've decided I'm definitely not gonna do 2 now. I'll do it later, like in a week or something. Give it a little break. This is a good game, but it does need just a little more. It needs a little more something. A little more something, something. Maybe the sequel fixes that though. I think the problem with this game is it hits feel impactful, but blocking somehow doesn't. And it feels odd to... Because there's no stumble back on block or anything like that, which is great. I mean, they kind of compress an advantage, but it can be hard to tell when you blocked and when you didn't. And there's big gaps before your input's available anyway, so it's really odd. This game has an odd flow to it that you kind of gotta work your way into.
Congratulations! Thank you for playing.
Yep, she got the best time by a lot. She shaved an entire minute off of the previous best time, which had been with Yugo, who I thought I did poorly with. So that's pretty interesting.
Box, you go! Get ready, fight!
Yeah, this is definitely not the default color either. I don't know how to select the colors best.
Get ready, fight!
She looks quite sickly here, though. The blood splatters are a cool touch.
Get ready, fight!
Nice. I can't explain how nice it is to nowadays to just be able to play a PlayStation game and it works fine and it's no problem. It's not going to skip on the movies. You don't have to turn the thing upside down. You don't have to worry about the game locking up before it starts or having all the music skip on you. Or just not having music. Pretty common issue too. Really unreliable, trashy hardware, but fantastic software library, and now we can enjoy it with no problems.
Box! Get ready, fight!
I like the breakable walls. It's done very similar to fighting vipers. This game doesn't feel very much like fighting vipers, though. I think it tries to in certain ways. It's odd.
Get ready. Fight.
This is just a different impact to it, sort of. And pacing. But the idea of floating people and doing combos and smashing them into walls to break is very fighting vipers. Probably the closest thing I could compare this to, really. Doesn't have any of the weird breakable armor, though. Instead, you got this animal thing going on.
Get ready. Fight. Get ready. Fight.
Shit. So this isn't bad at all. This would be fun to play against a person.
Get ready. Fight.
I feel like a lot of this stuff is timing based and would be like more psychological than is worth trying to mix up a computer who's reading my timing anyway. Damn. Damn.
Box. Get ready. Fight.
I keep forgetting to do anything about the freak show colors here with my characters. Yeah. That's okay. I got the fight at least. Got this shit done. No way I'm losing now. No way I'm losing now, right? Come on. There we go. Into the void.
Get ready. Fight.
Dash is normal colored. Gotta use punch, square, instead of kick, X, and X is a more normal confirmation button. And the U-bass. And a nice circle.
Get ready. Fight.
Such a hard character to get started like on moves with. Literally the exact opposite of playing as Alice, where everything was really simple and easy to pull off. Everything wanted to go into a combo. Here, nothing wants to go into a combo. Hey, hey! Enjoy being out of the ring, dumbass. The slideshow endings are lame, but they're not as lame as not getting an ending, I guess. I don't know. I'll be right back and we'll do the last character.
Congratulations! Thank you for playing.
Did I save the best for last? I sure hope so. I remember him being my favorite character before. He seems really cool. Oh yeah, because he's got more flow than other characters. I don't know if he's better than Rabbit though. Alice.
Get ready. Fight.
Well, shit. Throws seem so hard to land in this game.
Get ready. Fight.
Awesome. Get wrecked. Tiger style. Yeah. Just killing him with the transformation. That's great. Transformation ring out KO. Oh boy. Shit. Okay, he's not fucking around. Oh, motherfucker. And I noticed that the developer on this is actually Rising Aiding, which is really interesting. I'm not really sure what's distinct about those two companies. They changed their name from Rising to Aiding at some point, but then still like put the title as Rising Aiding both like on stuff. So they're known for shooters. They're known for games like Battle Garaga or Battle Backride, um, Demahu. What else do they make? A lot of good ones. They're really a great developer. They're one of basically the two sides of. My understanding is the talent that left Toa Plan split, and some of them went to Cave, and some of them went to Rising. So quite a few great shooters out of both companies. So yeah, not known for fighting games though, yet made a great one. Like right out of the gate, a great one. Again, not the best thing ever, but if you're on PlayStation and you're looking for a fighter that's different, you know, this is really good. Once you played all the Soul Calibur and Tekken, you want something else, this would be like a top pick after that for 3D fighters. And really, The best 3D fighters beyond that, of course, are Dead or Alive, which is great on PlayStation, but also great on Saturn. And that's the thing, all the other best great 3D fighters are on Saturn because they're all Sega games. The Fighting Vipers and Virtua Fighter and a lot of other stuff. Last Bronx. Should do that at some point. Do some Last Bronx. The question on that is, do I do the Model 2 or do I do the Saturn port? If I do the Saturn port, we got to de-interlace it, which is always, you know, de-interlacey. Fortunately, the PlayStation, just for whatever, PS1 for whatever reason, can always be magically forced to progressive scan. I guess double strike output works just like progressive scan anyway. It's just easy to make it do that. But even on 480p, it just automatically does it regardless of whether you use a software or hardware renderer, unless you go in and like actually disable the option. And you may also have to be using a software renderer, and I don't know why you do that, but if you want to see some screen coming, that's how you can achieve that, I suppose. That thing still looks like shit. There's a way to do it. Awesome. That was sick. There are some pretty sick moves. A lot of them are the throws, though. A lot of the throws are badass. But landing throws is awful. Like you gotta do a low reach in grab. It's easy to execute. You just tap towards them, punch and kick at the same time. Works the same with every character. But you do a low reach in and grab, and it just never wants to connect. Can be avoided by literally anything. Okay, really just beating my ass. Nah, I can't even turn around. What the fuck's going on? What an ass beating. Jeez. See my appropriate color here. Square, the intentional color. Player 1 color, I should say. There's more than colors. Some of them have slightly different outfits. Kind of. Through texturing. They're changing the model. Whoa, fucking what? Come on, man. I like Long, but I still think Alice is the best character. I wonder what they have under extra. I wonder if there's a survival mode. I love survival modes.
Get ready. Fight.
That's horseshit, man. Nice. Oh, I finally finished there with something badass. That guy is pretty rad, though. He's super fucking cool.
Congratulations!
Yeah, he did pretty poorly overall. I mean, really.
Thank you for playing.
So what do we have under extra? Yeah, there's a survival mode. I don't understand how time attack would be any different than the regular arcade mode. That sounds dumb. But yes, let's do survival. Is there a random select? That would be the bomb. No? Let's use Alice since she's been our best character.
Get ready. Fight!
Off to a bit of a rough start here. See how much health recovery they give me.
You win! Get ready. Fight!
Yeah, this mode is probably a little more fun because, stakes.
You win.
They give you some health regen. That's not too bad.
Get ready. Fight.
That didn't go right.
You win. Get ready. Fight.
Just barely.
You win. Get ready. Fight.
Oh, shit.
Congratulations.
Not
Thank you for
bad.
playing.
Alright, anyone want to see it in fancy HD for comparison? Let's do it. Let's get weird. I really like doing this in a lot of ways because it gives you some idea of like the clarity of what the background's supposed to look like and things like that. It'll take me a minute, so the screen will be gone and I'll be gone, but actually I don't need to be gone. The screen will be gone now. Give me a second here. Y'all don't need to see this side of things. Is there a simple way to make just two profiles? I would love to have that, like a normal profile and then a fancy graphics profile. Alright, just a few more things. Just a few more things to check here. Oh yeah, bilinear smoothing on FMV. That should be apparent like immediately. So I think it'll help some along with the chroma fix, which should prevent the green flashing that we saw at the end. This is with its graphics all fancied up, the way that I generally think they look best on most PlayStation games. Here we go. This is just basically, I just softened the video, but it still looks a lot better because I mean it's in such a low resolution. There's all sorts of other types of screen filters you could apply to FMV. I don't know if any of them would specifically be cleaner looking, but I think probably the softer bilinear is probably your better option with such a low resolution. Yeah, just blur it the fuck on out. Let your brain fill in the details instead of focusing on jaggies. It's gonna look like an old computer game running on a decent PC now. Like, that's what you should expect. Like imagine a circa 1998 PC fighting game, if such a 3D fighting game existed, and you've got it running great on a modern 3D renderer. This is basically what it would look like. Or not even a 3D renderer, its own software renderer, just tweaked up to its settings that you could never use before. Yeah, look at that, pretty slick.
Get ready. Fight.
Things went great, but they did make me fight the hardest character first, so what do you know? So yeah, you can see how much detail is there, and it's not too bad, really. It's not too bad if you compare it to other PlayStation fighting games. Compare it to anything after that, it looks, pretty ass. These models are pretty similar to Tekken 3s. They're better than 2s, and maybe a little worse than 3s. Pretty close, though. A bit worse. Pretty close to Tekken 2's quality, though, but I'd say a better looking character on average. Shit. I waited too long before I did mine. Yeah, the motion blur and stuff doesn't look too bad. I'm surprised this guy's face doesn't look stupider. I'm honestly serious about that. Like, And I'm still gonna try and look at the other characters' faces a little bit too to see if they did a decent job. It just didn't come through. I think this is where I'm toast. Oh, no, not quite.
Get ready. Fight.
Shit. I'll probably use the same approach when we do Bloody War 2 as well. Play the original game with the original graphics, play through the arcade game, see all the endings, and then tweak it up and do some weird stuff when we do like any extra modes, survival or whatever. We stretch it out a little bit if we have time for that. Yeah, always depends on how it works out, but these backgrounds look really good in high res. They're very sharp and clear this way, and they're designed well and have a lot of, yeah, like I said, a good mix of like 3D and 2D stuff to make it. It really sells it. I mean, I guess you can see how much more cardboard things look if you focus on them this way, but there's still it looks good though compared to most stuff from this time. Again, you know, that's the rough part. Let's be the tiger guy again. Long.
Get ready. Fight. Get ready. Fight.
Oof. Oof. Yeah. That was badass. Ah,
You win.
I mean,
This fight wasn't
I'm
ready.
screwed, but it's still pretty cool.
Get ready. Fight.
Shit.
The sight of blood excites me.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a mess. That character model's kind of trashy. Nina Williams, you ain't. Sorry about all the scraping sounds. Not very professional around here. Oh yeah, this guy's pretty cool, right? The lion guy. I think I actually like him better in action than the tiger guy, even if he doesn't look as cool.
Get ready. Fight.
Shit. What an absolute beatdown. Wait, that was my first round? Jeez, I'm probably too tired to go on. Maybe I'll try one more. And then, jeez, 0 wins, Gatto. Good show. Good job, buddy. Let's try the mole man, and then I'll probably call it quits.
Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, after spending even more time with this game, this is like leagues beyond the Toshin craft that I was playing the other day. This is a much, much better game. And the series seems like it's going to be a lot more entertaining. And it's kind of a shame then that we don't have it anymore. I wonder what happened, really. Just maybe the developer just couldn't focus on it, didn't sell enough. I don't know. That's a shame. That probably should have sold more. I mean, obviously it did well enough at first to get a bunch of sequels right away. Maybe they oversaturated themselves in that way too, and it hurt sales. That happens with games. Capcom did it with Mega Man pretty bad. I don't know if you remember early 2000s era, PS2 and Game Boy Advance era Mega Man. Man, there was just so much of that shit, and a lot of it was terrible. Mega Man just sort of became shovelware. Again, just 2 wins and bounced right the fuck out. Very hard.
Thank you for playing.
Anyway, it's because I'm too tired to go on, really. Good game, though. Very cool. Looking forward to playing the others. Not sure if I'll get on anything else tonight. Maybe if I have a nap or something, maybe I'll get back on. Didn't sleep very well. I feel weird because of all the snow and stuff. It's a very, very strange time. I'm going to try and get some rest. Yeah, that's Bloody Roar. Beastorizer. Thanks for checking it out. And have a good weekend.